Hi everybody, welcome back to this series on law in news, wherein we discuss the most important, most authentic, most relevant legal current affair topics for all of you, so that you feel comfortable and familiar with the diverse topics of law that you might see in the legal reasoning section. Previously, we have done a video, and today is the second session in pursuance of that. And today, what we are going to discuss is something which is very, very relatable and has a high practical value also, and something that you must have already studied directly, indirectly, which is about narco analysis test and its validity according to the recent court judgment. So, first thing to understand about a narco analysis test is that what exactly does the narco analysis mean? So, it's a process through which it's sort of a lie detector test where certain equipments are fixed onto a person's brain, and his activity is uh, being observed. He's put questions, and he will answer certain questions, and it also involves a medication, and based on this question answer round, there is a probability that such a person would say the truth. He would disclose the truth, or he would simply not lie. Although, so yeah, we can say in a way it's a lie detector test, or you can say that it's a test that makes somebody disclose the true story behind what exactly happened in a certain incident. But the validity of narco analysis is always in question, whether it is valid or not. बहुत confusion है. Everybody has different understanding of narco analysis. But today we are going to clear all the confusion, especially with respect to the recent judgment that we have on this issue. All right. So, what has the Supreme Court said recently in June 2025 about narco analysis? So, what happened that there was a complaint of dowry death was filed against the husband of a woman and in-laws, the husband's relatives, wherein the husband and the relatives, his family, they proposed narco analysis of their own self, in the sense they suggested that they are ready to undergo this test, wherein they would be, whatever they would be saying would be true, or would be disclosing the truth, right? Uh, but despite the fact that it was a suggestion of voluntary narco test, what has happened, what has the Supreme Court said, we will look into all the aspects of this scenario. So, सबसे पहले तो पटना हाई कोर्ट में ये केस था, तो पटना हाई कोर्ट rejected the bail of husband based on police submission that narco would be conducted. So, police का submission था that narco analysis test would be conducted, and even the family was fine with that sort of, not really a problem. But then when they got to know that that involuntary narcoanalysis test is not allowed, is not permissible, then they wanted to challenge it. Okay, so पुलिस का सबमिशन ये था कि नार्को एनालिसिस टेस्ट करना है, और फिर हस्बैंड ने इसको चैलेंज किया था बेल की स्टेज पे, एट द स्टेज ऑफ बेल। बहुत सारी चीजें इसके अंदर इन्वॉल्व है, स्टेजेस भी इसमें इम्पोर्टेंट। और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के बाद जब मैटर किया तो कोर्ट ने बोला है क्लियरली कि ये वायलेशन है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल सेफगार्ड्स, मतलब कुछ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस हैं, कुछ फंडामेंटल राइट्स हैं जिसका क्लियर वायलेशन हो रहा है अगर नार्को एनालिसिस को फोर्सफुली या फोर्सिबली इंपोज किया जा रहा है तो। नाउ द कोर होल्डिंग व्हिच कैन फॉर्म द बेसिस ऑफ a potential passage in your legal section is accused has a right to voluntarily undergo narco analysis, but only with the court's permission. वॉलेंटरी नार्को एनालिसिस भी अपने आप में सफिशिएंट नहीं होगा या वैलिड नहीं होगा अनलेस देयर इज कोर्ट परमिशन, और उसकी स्टेज भी अप्रोप्रिएट होनी चाहिए। वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रूलिंग। यहाँ पे दो मेन इश्यूज कोर्ट ने आइडेंटिफाई करके डिसाइड करा है। कि एक तो कोर्ट का परमिशन बहुत रेलेवेंट है, और दूसरा बात, उसके बाद किस स्टेज पर वो केस था जहां पे नार्को एनालिसिस किया जाएगा, जहां पे ट्रुथ डिटेक्शन प्रोसेस को इन्वॉल्व किया जाएगा। ठीक है, so we will look into this matter further, what the court has held and what was the dispute. So first thing is that what is the legal principle involved here? Article 20 clause 3 and Article 21. These are articles from the Indian Constitution. 20 clause 3 especially. Article 20 on the whole gives it talks about protection to people who are facing criminal trials or criminal cases, and Article 21 is a generic principle that provides right to life and along with personal liberty. ठीक है, so ये दोनों articles यहाँ पे involved हुए हैं. Article 20 clause 3, like I said, protection against self-incrimination. Self-incrimination का मतलब होता है providing evidence against oneself. This is evidence against oneself. Self-incrimination. To say something, to submit something, to suggest something, uh, which is providing evidence against oneself only, against the accused himself. So when the accused says that yes, I've committed the crime, or I've committed this murder, and the murder weapon is kept there, it is hidden there, and the dead body is found, will be found there. And if he gives details of how the crime was committed, then you can say that it's a case of self-incrimination. So self-incrimination हो सकता है, मतलब an accused has right to say things against himself. वो confess कर सकता है, वो अपने crime की जो crucial details हैं उनको release कर सकता है, disclose कर सकता है, but there is no problem as long as it is being done voluntarily. As long as it is being done voluntarily, there is no problem about it. The problem starts when he's being compelled. So if you read the language of this article, no person accused of an offense, जिसके ऊपर एक offense को करने का आरोप है या accusation है, he shall be compelled to be a witness. उसको compel नहीं कर सकते, मतलब force नहीं कर सकते. 20 clause 3, those of you who have studied constitution would be able to relate it. Those who have not done it are yet to, if you are yet to do it, then you will understand this concept. And अगर आप के पास कोई और source नहीं है, then I would say you research about it. Article 20 has 3 clauses. 20 clause 1 is also there, which is about ex post facto law, and Article 20 clause 2 is also there, that is about double jeopardy, and 20 clause 3 हम already पढ़ रहे हैं. Now एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट जजमेंट आया था सेल्वी वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ कर्नाटका, जो कि एग्जैक्टली इसी पॉइंट पर बेस्ड था कि नार्को एनालिसिस को भी हम कंपेल नहीं कर सकते. मतलब अगर कोई अक्यूज्ड खुद से इंफॉर्मेशन देना चाहता है आउट ऑफ हिज ओन मोटिवेशन, आउट ऑफ हिज ओन डिस्कशन, इफ ही वांट्स टू शेयर द क्रूशियल इंफॉर्मेशन ही कैन, राइट, लेकिन उसको फोर्स नहीं करा जा सकता. एंड दैट वाज प्रिसाइजली हेल्ड इवन इन सेल्वी वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ कर्नाटका, that involuntary narco tests are unconstitutional. ठीक है, and why are they unconstitutional? Because they are the violations of autonomy, bodily autonomy, and even privacy. Bodily autonomy in the sense क्योंकि a lot of equipments are attached and medications are given, so bodily autonomy is definitely being violated. और privacy का भी ये केस बनता है, because what you don't want to share, you are compelled to share. Article 21 is also involved here, that is right to life and personal liberty in constitution. And जो procedures होते हैं narco analysis के without consent, main point, जो main important thing है, that is without consent, that also affects personal dignity and mental autonomy. So Article 21 के अंदर जो right to life mentioned है, that has a very large ambit. According to the Supreme Court, lot of other considerations, lot of other rights also automatically fall within the right to life, such as right to privacy, such as right to live your life with dignity, such as mere animal existence is not right to life, or mere physical existence or mere survival is not life. Life is beyond that. Okay, if you are able to live with dignity, if you have access to basic necessities, then it is said to be right to life. So obviously 21 का भी violation हो रहा है. And then there is a section 27 जिसमें लिखा हुआ है कि अगर कोई फैक्ट डिस्कवर होता है, पता चलता है बेस्ड ऑन वॉलंटरी स्टेटमेंट, तो उसको हम एडमिट कर सकते हैं, मतलब एडमिसिबल है. बट सोल रीजन नहीं हो सकता कन्विक्शन का. Accused also has a right to reveal or to disclose crucial information against himself, right? But वो admissible है, that will be considered, that will not be rejected, but सिर्फ उसके basis पर, only on that basis conviction cannot happen. That is, the court cannot grant punishment only on that basis. So you need corroboration. Basically, you need more evidence, more supporting evidence in for that statement, right? So ये कुछ articles हैं जो आपके लिए important बनते हैं. Article 20 on the whole आप पढ़ सकते हैं Article 21. Then let's look into what the Supreme Court finally said about this. So already clear कि narco analysis को force नहीं कर सकते हैं during investigation. नॉट अलाउड ड्यूरिंग इन्वेस्टिगेशन, मतलब जब पुलिस इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है तब तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकता, ठीक है. और दूसरी बात कि जब बेल की स्टेज है, बेल की स्टेज क्या होती है, लेट अस से केस इज फाइल्ड अगेंस्ट अ पर्सन and then before the case is being proceeded with, he approaches a relevant court for getting bail. He wants to get bail in the sense he wants to be temporarily released from the custody. That is also not the stage, not the appropriate stage for granting narco analysis or allowing it, right? The appropriate stages of the trial, when the trial really starts. Okay, so bail is because it's too early. Bail की stage जो होती है वो बहुत early stage होती है, and there's a lot of scope and a lot of time left for finding more evidences. Right? It's always better to find more genuine evidences. एंड ये भी मैं बता चुका हूं कि अपने आप में सफिशिएंट ग्राउंड नहीं होता है, नॉट सफिशिएंट फॉर कन्विक्शन, ठीक है. यू नीड मस्ट बी सपोर्टेड बाय अदर एविडेंस, सो यू नीड corroboration. तो जो अदर एविडेंस होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड corroboration, supporting evidence. And what cases it has been allowed with safeguards, of course there are certain restrictions available. Voluntary narco analysis will be fine, but only at the trial stage. This is very important. The stage of narco analysis. Understand? When a case is, see, when a crime is when a crime occurs, the first thing that you do is to report the crime, go to the police station, file an FIR. At that stage, narco cannot be done. It's too early. Do investigation, find more evidence, do the job, right? Then the matter goes to court, and then the accused will seek bail. Okay, that is also a very early stage. It's an initial stage. तो अभी पूरा केस चलना बाकी है, अभी पूरा इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना बाकी है. So again, it's too early. So again, no narco at this stage also. But when you are at the trial stage, when the matter is finally being decided by the trial court, जहाँ पे evidences हो रहे हैं, witnesses would be coming and going, where documents would be are being submitted as a part of evidence, जहाँ पे जो real लड़ाई हो रही है कि fact हुआ था कि नहीं हुआ था, and especially when the accused को जब evidence lead करना है, accused leads evidence का मतलब होता है defense का evidence, ठीक है. डिफेंस एविडेंस का जब टाइम होगा, सबसे पहले जो विक्टिम होता है, जो प्रोसिक्यूशन होता है, वो अपना एविडेंस प्रेजेंट करता है, प्रूव करता है, कोशिश करता है. उसके बाद जो डिफेंस है, यानी जो अक्यूज है, यानी कि जिसके ऊपर ये एक्यूजेशन है कि उसने वो क्राइम किया है, या जो कस्टडी में है, या जिसको बेल मिली है, वो पर्सन अपने फेवर में भी कुछ एविडेंसेस प्रूव कर सकता है. सो अक्यूज्ड जब लीड करेगा एविडेंस, ओनली एट दैट स्टेज narco analysis can be permitted, and therefore it must have free and informed consent. कोर्ट का परमिशन होना चाहिए. पुलिस या फिर कोई और अथॉरिटी, कोई भी और अथॉरिटी अपने लेवल पर नार्को एनालिसिस कंडक्ट करने का परमिशन दे नहीं सकती, ठीक है. इसके लिए प्रॉपर प्रोसीजर फॉलो होगा अनडाउटेडली. जो साइरेट केस कर रहे हैं विनो भाई वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ केरला, और जिसके अंदर भी यही चीज को वापस बोला गया था कि नार्को टेस्ट जो है वो अपने आप में काफी नहीं होता है. यू नीड टू हैव corroboration, you need to have supporting evidence for that. I hope things are clear till this point कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फाइंडिंग क्या था. I am saying it again, it is potentially a very relevant topic, क्योंकि जो कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक्स होते हैं वो आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, और नार्को एनालिसिस इज अ कंट्रोवर्शियल टॉपिक. दो चीजें आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती हैं, एक तो वो जो कंट्रोवर्सी में है, एंड दूसरा जिसके ऊपर सर्टेनिटी नहीं है, इन द सेंस देयर इज नो क्लियर कट प्रिसाइज लॉ ऑन दैट, और यू कैन से देयर इज कन्फ्लिक्टिंग ओपिनियंस रिगार्डिंग दैट. सो दैट इज व्हाट कंट्रोवर्शियल या कन्फ्लिक्टिंग ओपिनियन वाले जो लॉज होते हैं वो स्पेशली आपको प्रिपेयर करने होते हैं, बिकॉज दैट्स वेयर द रियल डिस्प्यूट अराइजेस, that's where the real confusion would arise, and that's where tricky questions can really be made. So you have to be more prepared for conflicting laws or legal concepts, or controversial legal concepts like this. Now, for your preparations, specifically if I talk about CLAT, what is important, what you should remember is, I'm so sorry, what you should remember, definitely remember is that right to lead evidence, defense evidence. Okay, section 233 CRPC में मैंने बताया था आपको, where the accused can lead the evidence and he can present things in his favor, is not an absolute right to demand narco analysis. Even at that stage, it does not become absolute right. Okay, it is a right that comes with reasonable restrictions. And what are the reasonable restrictions? First of all, court's permission. Even if I say that I am ready for voluntary narco analysis, still, if the court does not allow, then it will not happen. And number two is that there has to be a proper mechanism, and number three, there has to be a proper corroborative evidence, supporting evidence, which supports what has been said in the narco analysis also. Okay. सेल्वी का जो केस था वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये मैं ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूँ कि इवन इफ अक्यूज रिक्वेस्ट करता है कि मुझे नार्को एनालिसिस करना है, कोर्ट लेकिन अल्टीमेटली टोटलिटी ऑफ सर्कमस्टांसेस के बेसिस पर डिसाइड करेगा. कंप्लीट ओवरव्यू देखेगा कोर्ट की क्या इन्वेस्टिगेशन इसमें और हो सकती है, क्या इसके अंदर एविडेंसेस और बेटर तरीके से मिल सकते हैं. ठीक है, क्योंकि किसी पर्सन के आर्टिकल 21 के वायोलेशन की बात है, समझना इस चीज को. आर्टिकल 21 बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट फंडामेंटल राइट आर्टिकल 21 को बोला गया है काफी बार. तो जो टेस्ट जो प्रोसेस आर्टिकल 21 को इंटरफेयर कर रही है उसको बहुत कैजुअली अप्लाई नहीं करा जा सकता. देयर हैज टू बी अ कॉशन दैट यू हैव टू मेंटेन फॉर दैट. ओके, एंड फ्रॉम नार्को एनालिसिस जो एविडेंस मिलता है वो डायरेक्ट प्रूफ नहीं होता है, लेकिन केवल हेल्पफुल होता है फॉर क्रिएटिंग और फॉर फाइंडिंग अदर एविडेंसेस. ठीक है. सो व्हेनेवर यू गेट अ पैसेज ऑन नार्को एनालिसिस और आर्टिकल 20 क्लॉज 3 or article 21 related to this, understand that individual autonomy has been kept above all, right? And right to remain silent is also uh, impliedly a fundamental right within article 21, even in article 20 clause 3 expressly, because आपको compel नहीं करा जा सकता. Even if you know the truth, you are not under a legal obligation to disclose it. Now, how do you apply that in CLAT? What you can expect? अगर कोई लीगल रीजनिंग पैसेज आता है इस टॉपिक पर नार्को एनालिसिस के ऊपर, which is again I would say is a high possibility, then you will check first of all whether it was voluntary or forced, and even if it is voluntary, you have to still check the permission of the court. देखो, फोर्स अगर हुआ तो बात नहीं खत्म हो जाएगी, फोर्स तो हो ही नहीं सकता. अगर वॉलंटरी भी है तो भी कोर्ट का परमिशन प्लस प्रोसेस प्लस आपको वो सब देखना पड़ेगा. आर्टिकल 20 क्लॉज 3 एंड 21 का एप्लीकेशन होगा मोस्ट लाइकली. The passage is going to give you article 20 clause 3 21 with respect to narco analysis, but don't attempt the passage with any preconceived notion or belief कि इसके अंदर ये provisions होगा. Sometimes it happens they might only give you article 21, sometimes they might only give you article 20 clause 3. Depends कि वो आपको कौन सी डायरेक्शन में लेकर जाना चाहते हैं. So you have to always go in the direction where the passage is taking you. Don't try to change its direction. Okay, and apply the concepts only when they are mentioned, and they would most likely be mentioned. Then it is very important stage of trial. एक क्वेश्चन यहाँ से बन सकता है. See, these are basically areas जहाँ से इस टॉपिक के पैसेज में क्वेश्चंस बन सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो वॉलंटरी और फोर्स से बन सकते हैं, इन प्रोविजन से बन सकते हैं, स्टेज ऑफ ट्रायल से बन सकते हैं. इन्वेस्टिगेशन और ट्रायल में फर्क होता है. काफी लोगों को कंफ्यूजन होता है कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन और ट्रायल एक ही चीज होती है, बट इट्स नॉट राइट. इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज व्हाट इज डन बाय द पुलिस before the matter goes to the court, and its investigation is basically to find out the truth बट इन्वेस्टिगेशन की स्टेज पर नार्को एनालिसिस नहीं हो सकता. लाइक आई सेड, पुलिस हैज टू डू देयर जॉब. They have to find out the best possible evidences, and only after, only when they fail, they can go for narco analysis. Trial, on the other hand, is handled by a judge in a court of law. So investigation is police or investigating agency's job, and trial is the judge's job. Both are different things. Both happen at different places. Both are handled and controlled by different people. तो ट्रायल की स्टेज पर नार्को एनालिसिस हो सकता है, सब्जेक्ट टू कंडीशन ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूं. इन्वेस्टिगेशन की स्टेज पर नहीं हो सकता है. ये भी एक पॉसिबल एरिया ऑफ क्वेश्चनिंग हो सकता है इफ यू गेट अ पैसेज ऑन दिस टॉपिक. And corroboration, very important, obviously. Despite having satisfied all these elements, narco analysis cannot be the only basis of conviction, cannot be the only basis of punishment. You need to still have more evidence in support of that. Okay, so look at this concept holistically. Do not focus on only one aspect of it. It has multiple aspects, like I've explained, and all of them are relevant and important. But still, whatever information your passage gives to you, you have to abide by that, you have to follow that. Do not try to apply your extra knowledge unless absolutely required, unless absolutely demanded by the passage. All right. I hope this topic is clear to all of you. And I would just summarize it quickly. तो नार्को एनालिसिस के बारे में कोर्ट ने बोला है कि वॉलंटरी अगर होगा तो ठीक है, और हमारा परमिशन होना जरूरी है, प्रॉपर प्रोसेस फॉलो होना जरूरी है, और अपने आप में सफिशिएंट नहीं है, कोलैबोरेशन साथ में चाहिए होता है. ठीक है. This was another judgment that I found to be very relevant for you. That's why I picked it up. Like I said, like I promised in the last session, that in this series we will be only coming up with the most important, highly filtered and carefully selected topics of legal current affairs. So you must definitely at least cover these topics, okay? Instead of doing any random thing from any random source, you should be definitely doing these ones. You can do things in addition to these topics, but do not leave these topics. What I'm trying to convey to you is that these are the core current affairs, and there's a huge high probability of these topics being converted into your legal passages, directly, indirectly. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much once again for attending this session. If you have any questions, queries, please do drop in the comment box, and we'll be happy to answer that. And stay tuned. If you have not subscribed us already, please do that right now, because we will be coming up with more such videos, which are carefully prepared, keeping in mind the paper pattern of CLAT, and the level of difficulty, and the level of the kind of variety of the CLAT examination, and hence you should be definitely watching it. Thank you so much once again. All the best.